This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, and verse 28, and it reads, from the apocryphal books of the Holy Scriptures, from the book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28, and it reads, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, within their fury lay on sore spokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made it. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kakadash. And shalom to the elders Wa'akim Wa'akwaf, and I say shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out while the ceasefire was extended between Hamas and the IDF, which is Israel. I would say it had extended like for a day or two or so. While that was taking place, I believe like a day later, because the time zones are kind of different from the United States over there in Western Asia. And, this is a recent news article from the Jerusalem Post. This was by TZVI-JOFFRE, published November the 30th, 2023, and last updated November the 30th, 2023, and it reads, 3 murdered by Hamas groups in Jerusalem shooting attack. It says 3 people were killed and 5 others were wounded in a shooting attack at the entrance at Jerusalem on Thursday morning, according to emergency service. A 24-year-old woman and a 73-year-old man and a woman in her 60s were killed in the attack, while 3 others were seriously wounded and 2 others were in light to moderate condition. It says the man murdered in the attack was named as Rabbi Elmek Russman, who served as a rabbinical judge in the rabbinical court in Ashdod. According to the religious service, Minister Michael Malakali, one of the women who murdered in the attack, was named as Chenia Ilgorgan, the principal of Beslikov Bunat Hadasha in Beth Shemesh Liva Dickman. A resident of Har Nuf was named as the 3rd victim. Couldn't pronounce the names fully right, but continuing on, according to the police, 2 groups from East Jerusalem, 2 persons from East Jerusalem carry out a MI-16 and a handgun arrive at the Garavik Show Junction near the entrance to Jerusalem on Thursday morning and began firing at civilians at a nearby bus stop. It says the 2 people were shot and killed by security forces and a civilian who was at the scene, including an IDF soldier who was heading back to base after being on a break from service in Gaza. It says police quickly closed off the scene of the attack and launched searches to ensure there were no other attacks on the loose. It says video from the scene show people running as gunshots were heard in the background. It says the 2 groups, the two people were affiliated with Hamas. The two people were identified, and they was from East Jerusalem, who were affiliated with Hamas group movement. Morad, who was imprisoned from Israel from 2010 to 2020 due to his intentions to conduct organization operations in Gaza, and Abraham, who was in prison in 2014 due to the group activities. A large amount of ammunition was found in the people's vehicle. A few hours after the attack, Israeli police raided the Nimir family's home in Shur Burhar, Highway 1 from the Mostad Junction towards Jerusalem was closed to traffic after the attack, where police directed traffic to Highway 16. It says National Security Otamar Ben-Guri arrived at the scene shortly after the attack, saying this event proves once again how much we must not show weakness and how much we should talk to Hamas only through the gun sight, only through war. My stance about the ceasefire is known. Hamas must not be allowed to speak to us with two voices. Ben Gurion added that the attack displayed how it is important to distribute weapons to civilians. It says weapons save lives. We see it's time after time. Whenever there's our weapons, citizens, policemen, soldiers saving lives at this weapon can save us, and it proves itself time and time again. And it says the National Unity Party, Ben Gangs, expressed his condolences to the families of the victims who wish a speedy recovery to those wounded, saying this. He said this further proves of our commitment to continue to fight with strength and determination against the murderous groups that threatens our citizens in Jerusalem and Gaza, in the West Bank, everywhere. Get back to that scripture. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Within their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out in the force and appease wrath for him that made it. And this is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25, and it reads, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the stars, and upon the earth the distress of nations with perplexity, in the seas where it's ruin. And this is the book of in the apocryphal books of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 15. From the apocryphal books of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. Right, because the modern day sword is the weapon. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 16. For there should be sedition among men. Right, Israel, the defense force, versus Hamas. For there should be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions should stand in their power. And this is the book of Mark. It's the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. As you see, Hamas versus the Israeli Defense Force. Even if they do have a little momentarily ceasefire, you still have escalations between both sides from the Israeli Defense Force and Hamas as well too. And this is Mark 3 and verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying. The recent incident happened over there in the interest of Jerusalem. As it says, as this photo right here shows, the scene of a shooting attack near the entrance to Jerusalem on November 30th, 2023. And it says 3 murdered by Hamas organization groups in Jerusalem shooting attack on November 30th, 2023. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying of the sit-down lesson from the Jerusalem Post as of November 30th, 2023. As it says again, 3 were murdered by Hamas groups in Jerusalem shooting attack near the Jerusalem entrance. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Agakadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf. And until next time, I will say Shalom.